What's good, Headliner Nation? Kyle back with the Fantasy Headliners, and I've got my top 20 tight ends for you here in Week 3. Took a little bit of extra time on this video because we've been waiting to hear some updates on guys. Darren Waller wasn't at practice. We were trying to find out if George Kittle was going to be out. There's wide receivers that are going to possibly be out this week. So I was waiting to hear some of that information come back before I threw my rankings together. But I wanted to get these out to you right now. But don't forget, every Saturday night right here on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Fantasy Headliners Live. That's where we go back through a lot of our updates and say, hey, this is what we've seen now over the last couple of days. This is the injury report, things of that nature. So we always try to get you updated at that point. So take everything that you need from this video, but don't forget to tune in tomorrow night so you can hear all the updated information that we have. Now, let's jump into it and talk about my top 20 tight ends. And we're going to start with Chris Herndon. Here's the thing. A lot of times you look at some of these NFL head coaches and you say to yourself, man, you are just outsmarting yourself, it seems like. Adam Gase isn't smart enough to outsmart himself, though. So why isn't he playing Chris Herndon more? I don't know. He's using Chris Herndon as a blocker in an offense that doesn't have any pass catchers right now. That basically sums up how awful of a coach Adam Gase is, all right? I'm not going to spend too much time on Chris Herndon. He's a sit for me, but he's really one of the only offensive weapons there right now, so maybe he'll be used this week. I'm not going to risk it. Austin Hooper at number 19, a glorified blocker, okay? Did they pay him? Yeah, they paid him, but they paid him to do more than just catch passes. They paid him to come in and be a blocker on the end of the offensive line to help establish that offensive line. And he's done a great job of that. But for fantasy owners, if you drafted him, he's not doing what you wanted him to do. That's why we warned you against Austin Hooper this week. And ladies and gentlemen, this year. And ladies and gentlemen, we are a week away from dropping Austin Hooper. Because at this point, he's not getting targets over OBJ. He's not getting targets over Landry. He's not getting targets over Kareem Hunt. He's maybe the fourth target in that offense right now. Maybe he gets you 2 to 4 catches a week, but he's not any type of big playmaker right now. So we're not worrying about Austin Hooper moving forward. TJ Hockenson. No Kenny Golladay the last couple of weeks, and TJ Hawkinson's target share has been in the garbage. Why would you spend a top 10 pick on a tight end and not utilize him? I don't know if this is on Patricia or Bevel. I'm not 100% sure who decided it was a great idea not to utilize TJ Hockenson, but they haven't been doing it. Now Kenny Galladay's back, and he's going to have to possibly face Isaiah Simmons in coverage this week. That, to me, spells a disaster for TJ Hockenson. Even though he lit up this team last year, no, it's not the same team as of last year. I'm staying away from TJ Hockenson. Jordan Akins at number 17. Jordan Akins is a guy who's really flying under the radar right now because Darren Fells you have there as well. And the question all offseason is who's going to be the number one wide receiver, right? So we've kind of forgot about Jordan Akins and Darren Fells. Jordan Akins is the volume tight end right now. One of the reasons everybody likes Mike Gesicki is his work out in the slot. Well, prior to Thursday night, Jordan Akins had just as many targets out in the slot as Mike Gesicki. Snaps in the slot as Mike Gesicki. So Jordan Akins is really being utilized in the same way. He just hasn't returned the same type of yards and touchdowns as of yet. Keep an eye on that. If you're in a deeper league, Jordan Akins is definitely a guy when bye weeks start to roll around that we can utilize in our tight end position a little bit more. Jordan Reed at number 16. Yeah, we're missing George Kittle. They have a whole lot of injuries right now on the offensive side of the ball. Wide receivers are down. Jordan Reed is going to be a guy who's going to play again this week and have some sneaky upside. Is he going to score 2 touchdowns again? I'm not sure. Mullins is going to be the quarterback this week, not Jimmy Garoppolo, so it depends on if we trust Mullins to get him the ball. For me, he could finish anywhere between like 16 and 9, okay? He's going to be anywhere in that area. So he's got a little bit of upside, but not nearly enough for me to put over some of these other guys in front, like a Noah Fant at 15. Noah Fant, he's going to be probably the main pass catcher there. Unfortunately, has a backup quarterback throwing him the football. So while I like Noah Fant again this week, not 100% in favor of the matchup with Jeff Driscoll being his quarterback. Mo Alley Cox, right? Said it the other day. Mo Cox, more problems. I don't know if that's what we're going to continue to roll with. It's kind of odd when I say it, but the people seem to like it. Mo Alley Cox, number 14. Does he have the touchdown upside this week? We saw last week a lot of receptions, a lot of yards. Is that going to continue? I think it does. But now when we start to get from Mo Alley-Cox to some of the guys above him, like a Logan Thomas to me, he is absolutely dominating the target share in Washington right now. So Logan Thomas is a little bit above Mo Alley-Cox right now because of how he dominates that target share. And he's probably going to be looked at in the red zone a little bit more often as well. Right now, the Colts and Phillip Rivers, the running backs, that seems to kind of be, are we smashing the ball in with Jonathan Taylor? Do they utilize Nyheim Hines a little bit more this week? Last week, he completely disappeared. Is Mo Alley-Cox going to get that same amount of targets if we get Nyheim Hines back into the passing game again? With Logan Thomas, for me, they've got some decent weapons all over the place, and this is a matchup where Logan Thomas absolutely could end up excelling, working out of the slot, working as a traditional tight end. Definitely a lot of volume potentially coming this way this week. Evan Engram at number 12. Evan Engram, well, you know what? He gets the benefit of, just like I said a little bit ago with Jordan Reed and the San Francisco 49ers being banged up, well, that's on the defensive side of the ball as well. They've got two pass rushers, Thomas and Bosa. Both of them are going to be missing. It's going to give Daniel Jones a little bit of extra time to throw the ball. We don't have any Saquon Barkley. We don't have any Sterling Shepard. So Evan Engram is going to be in a position to absolutely smash this week. And with Dallas Goedert coming in at a number 11, he's a little bit more of a roller coaster in terms of weekly value than what Zach Ertz is to me. Goddard definitely has a little bit of a higher ceiling, but he has a lower floor than Zach Ertz. With Dallas Goedert, I'm going to have him inside the top 12 because no Jalen Reagor this week, right? They're in the same boat as the 49ers, okay? Where are all their wide receivers at? Everybody's getting hurt this year. I don't know why. I hate it. I hate all the injuries. But Dallas Goedert, no Jalen Reagor, right? They do have Miles Sanders back. But Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz, looking to be kind of the main targets right now in that offense. They're going to be getting the most looks. So on a volume basis, Dallas Goedert's got that upside. But can he turn that volume, like what happened last week? Didn't really turn that volume into that type of production. I'm still going to put him up here, though, because he's going to be used frequently. Somebody else that might be benefiting from some injuries this week, Hayden Hurst. I've got him inside the top 10 for the first time this year, but there might not be any Julio Jones, okay? That's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. If we have Julio Jones, I may end up dropping Hayden Hurst back one or two spots. Not very many, just a couple. But no Julio Jones, Hayden Hurst for me ends up possibly bumping up above Zach Ertz. So I like Hayden Hurst this week. No Julio Jones or a limited Julio Jones is just going to mean more opportunity for Hayden Hurst. Jared Cook at number 9, just an awful performance on Monday Night Football last week. He was in a position to absolutely smash, didn't do it, but he didn't really get a ton of volume either. He kind of saved his butt with that touchdown there, but he didn't really turn that volume into anything. He didn't get nearly as many targets as I was hoping he would have gotten without having a Michael Thomas around him, but we'll see what ends up happening moving forward. I would assume that they're going to get Jared Cook flowing a little bit better in the offense this week, because that is where the key to success is going to lie for this Saints offense. If they can get Jared Cook rolling and really target him, then they can help take a little bit of the pressure off those wide receivers on the outside. Zach Ertz, already talked about him at number 8, a little bit of a safer option than Dallas Goedert. I do believe Goedert's got a little bit higher ceiling, but I believe the floor is lower than Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is a guy that definitely could end up being in line for a touchdown each week, but I think we're looking more along the lines of 5 to 7 targets and maybe 4 to 6 receptions. Mike Gesicki at number 7, he's already played, but that's where Gesicki was heading into this week. Returned that value, though. Ended up finishing with a touchdown last night. Looked pretty good in the passing game again. Jonnu Smith, okay? He's ready to roll at number 6. There has been some talk. Is he going to play this week? For right now, he is still at number 6 for me without hearing anything else. Hunter Henry getting a ton of targets right now. About 8 targets in the passing game is what we're expecting per game. I'm going to see that again this week with Justin Herbert. Really liked Hunter Henry because of Tyrod Taylor's success with tight ends in the past. But Hunter Henry, even with no Tyrod Taylor last week, still looked like a critical part of this passing game. And I expect him to be that guy moving forward. Darren Waller at number 4. Well, heck, man, Darren Waller is getting all of the volume that you would possibly want in a tight end. Those people that were saying before the season started, no. They drafted wide receivers. He's not going to get the same type of volume. They're going to run the football more. Nope. Darren Waller isn't going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Him and Derek Carr have an awesome connection. He is back at practice, so do not be worried about Darren Waller this week. Unless you have the 3 guys ahead of him, you are playing him. At number 3, Tyler Higbee. I brought it up on the show last week that I think Tyler Higbee was really going to benefit from the Los Angeles Rams moving out of 12 personnel. And that's really what has started to happen. Van Jefferson is playing so well. They're putting him on the outside with Robert Woods. Cooper Kupp has gone back to the slot, which has allowed Tyler Higbee a lot of room to maneuver, and he looks like the guy that finished last season. Gerald Everett as well, dealing with a little bit of a back injury, and they haven't put him on the field nearly as much as we would have anticipated either. So Tyler Higbee, the move away from 12 personnel really benefits him, and their first kind of opportunity to do that last week, they did, and of course, he had a huge game, and I brought it up last week, so hopefully you all were listening and got him into your lineup. I'm getting in my lineup again this week. And then at number 1 and 2, Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. A lot of people last week, what are we worried about Mark Andrews? But no, we're not worried about Mark Andrews, okay? It was just 1 week. Had a big week 1. We know what he can do in the passing game. Ran the ball a little bit last week. This is going to be a game where they're going to have to throw it a whole lot. KC is going to be throwing it. Baltimore is going to be throwing it. Mark Andrews is going to be utilized 100%. So definitely, we are going to use him. Hunter Henry had a good week last week against KC. I've got absolutely no problems using him going forward. He's in your lineup if you own him. Same thing for Travis Kelce, right? If you own Travis Kelce, you're playing Travis Kelce. Nothing else matters. Travis Kelce is your guy at tight end. Well, there you go. The top 20. Super quick. That's what you needed to get ready for week 3 of the NFL season. Don't forget, make sure you check out the live show Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit that like button if you appreciate the content. Let me know if you got any questions down below. I'll get to many as I possibly can. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Become a part of Headliner Nation today. Thanks so much, Headliner Nation. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the next episode. Stay safe and stay healthy.